All right, we are here. We are in this thing. Hello, hello, welcome.
It's showtime.
All right, my name is Spade Parkland. Welcome to Spade Parkland TV. Welcome to the channel. This is the show. Just had the pre-show on Parkland Media YouTube channel. Just did that, and I'll do a quick recap of that. Just the main talking points over there. Hopefully you all had a chance to observe it. So, make a long story short. And you know what? Let's see. All right, there we go. There we go. Had a couple of bloopers. All right, so Tabitha hugged Victor season 2, episode 10. No effect. She hugged him, went into the faraway tree. That was the end of that. Yet, when she hugged him at the bottom of the roost or in the roost cellar, Tabitha's eyes were opened up. And I think it's because Tabitha experienced Miranda from a different timeline. Because Miranda, Victor, and Eloise lived in the roost cellar and may have been banished there by the townspeople once they learned that Miranda and Christopher had more going on than they initially thought, and that Christopher and Miranda had been there previously. So I think that's the reason why when Tabitha hugged Victor, she had a memory of Miranda because they used to live in the root cellar. And I think that Christopher was banished to the church basement when people found out that Christopher had a connection to the town. So Christopher is in the church basement. Miranda, Victor, and Eloise, all a theory, were banished to the root cellar, and they just stopped being around people, stopped being in the actual houses. And that caused Tabitha to be able to remember somewhat of a previous life because they used to live there, like I just said 2 or 3 times. All right, and so I think that the boy in white took the image of Christopher when he was younger to communicate with Christopher. And I think the reason why the boy in white has never done that with Tabitha is because Tabitha's a woman. And when it comes to religion, especially Catholicism, is focused on the men and not the women. I mean, you do have the Book of Ruth, but the only reason why there's a Book of Ruth is because Ruth pedestalized and put her husband and her husband's mom above herself and her own family. And you know, I can go on and on about that as far as what that's about, but we won't do that. So that's what I think is going on as far as why the boy in white communicates with Christopher and Jade is because he's not, no girls allowed. And so when in the latest episode of from season 4 episode, I think it was 5. Was it 5? Yeah, 5. What a long, strange trip it's been. Jade looked down this long corridor, and it seemed like it was going on for a while. Then at the very end, there is maybe like tunnels or a chamber there, equivalent to what's in the caves. So Jay, during the looking down the hallway, he grabbed one of these lights that's on the side. And when grabbing the light on the side, he goes down an opening that leads into tunnels that leads into a chamber. So Jade never went down the long hallway, which I believe has a whole bunch of tunnels and chambers and other and Kui kids there waiting to be sacrificed or already have been sacrificed. I think he just went down one of them, and I think that's what's going to end up happening is that to save the children, it's going to be about saving children currently alive, waiting to be slaughtered. And by doing that, by saving the children currently alive, or teddy bears currently alive, that stops Fromville from being powered by the hope and stuff of the children. And if you depower the township, maybe you depower the monsters, depower the trap, and maybe that will help the townspeople go on offense season 5. Who knows? And so Jade was able to see the actual room where the sacrifice took place. And in the center of it is a tomb where there's skeletons in there. And we saw an Nkui kid in there. And I guess that's where they put the Nkui kids after the sacrifice is over. So I'm thinking that it's the Nkui kids are put in this this cell right here. They're moved here, waiting to be sacrificed. Then they're moved onto a slab of rock to be sacrificed. And after the sacrifice is over, their bodies are put inside of this tomb and they seal the tomb shut. And that's what Jade experienced during the mushroom trip, season 4, episode 5. On Kui. And so just kind of repeating what I said in the previous video, that I think pre-sacrifice, no panda eyes, and then afterwards, panda eyes. Now, if you're wondering what are panda eyes, you got to look that up. And after you look it up, if you're like, nah, I don't think the show is going in that direction, may the force be with you. But there's just instances of, while the Nkui kids are somewhat stalking Tabitha and even saying Nkui to Tabitha, season 3, episode 10, they got the panda eyes. But before the sacrifice, when we see them, no panda eyes. So it's up to you. I mean, I see what I see. You can see what you see, or don't see what you see. And so sacrifices, I believe, are still happening. And Jade went down a tunnel in the cave system, and he found one of many chambers. And I think that's the reason why at the end of the episode, Jade was saying, I think I know how to save the children. And that is to save the children currently alive and stop them from being sacrificed, maybe even depowering the township, depowering the trap, taking the power away from the entity. And that would basically allow people to, quote unquote, go home, in theory. That's what I'm thinking is going on. This is all a theory, Don't quote me on this. But if it comes true, then, great. If not, then we'll just kind of go from there. And I think that the 4 different versions of Jade that we're seeing at Colony House, where these were the 4 different versions of Jade that were able to remember former lives. And that's why we got 4 and not 100. I think that the guy underneath the boulder looks different than what we see here. Maybe a different timeline, if you will. One thing that's funny is, notice how this pillar is kind of going back because of the weight of the boulder, and this one is normal. I thought it was funny, but the boulder here does seem larger than the boulder that we got here. That looks really big or larger. And then the guy that Jade saw in the vision looks more bloody than this guy right here. But we're not going to pull hairs. I think it's just basically different timelines. That's what we're seeing. And there goes Christopher. And this may even be the original version of Jade. Maybe, maybe not. And so I'm thinking that the boy in white took on the form of a younger version of Christopher, just like I think this is the boy in white that took on a younger version of Jade. There it is. Yep. So we went over something with that. I'm going to leave that one alone. That's on Parkland Media's YouTube channel there. So, all right. So there's that. So that's a recap of everything that we went over during the show. Just a recap. Now let's see. I see everybody made it over here. El Green, welcome. House of Mystics is here. Red Star says got stuck in the real world alone. Uh-oh. Stuck in the real world. At least you made it. At least you made it. All right. Face Your Dig is here. Larosa Dezu, welcome. So Amanda says spade. Dale says hi. Uh-oh. So Dale says hi. Uh-oh. So now, since it's not Amanda Kenny, it's Dale Kenny, we got some different music. Yeah, so different theme music for Amanda, because it's not Amanda, it's Dale. Okay. So House of Mystic says in the real world those bills, and that's when they get you. Like Martin said, yeah, that's when they get you. That's when they get you. All the time.
Jade.
What?
Tell me you got something.
Oh, does it look like I have something?
Yeah, so I guess you got bills at least. I guess you got bills at least. Adventurous Exile says, can someone fill me in? I saw a tree on the road and some crows. Now I'm here. Uh-oh.
Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be.
Yeah, I think you're stuck, buddy. I think you're stuck. Stuck like Chuck. All right. So Amanda says, well, Dale and I are dating now, but guess what? Dude's a goner. He is a goner.
You were fun. I couldn't let you go without something to remember you by.
So hopefully Amanda got one of Dale's teeth to remember him by before he teleported into the wall. All right. So Red Star says, interesting. The root cellar is close to where Fatima gave birth. It is. It's like, I think it's all a part of like the same, like one large thing, separated, one room from another. So yeah, maybe that's where all the women went in the very beginning. Literally the first time Tabitha met her kids. Yeah. Could be. Yeah, the tunnels go throughout the entire town. Yeah, they do. So Amanda says the root cellar would muffle the cries of labor. Yeah. Let's see. Wow. So Rawls says it got stuck looking for Ellis unmentionables throughout the bottle tree. Yikes.
Okay, you need to stop talking in riddles.
Yeah, stop talking in riddles about Ellis's unmentionables. Just come out and just say what you want to say. So Jessica says, I'm ready for episode 6. Did everyone hear about the reviewer that spoiled episode 6? He didn't know this past week was on hold. Who's the reviewer? He probably is an insider. Probably is. I'm telling you, the insiders, they got the press credentials, nothing wrong with that, but they abuse the press credentials, and they put stuff on Discord, and everybody sees future episodes on Discord and stuff. So, yep. So Amanda says, I will officiate Dale and her's wedding. That would be her nightmare. Well, I don't know. You're running out of time because dude's gone.
You're getting so close now, but I'm afraid you're running out of time.
Yeah, I think you're running out of time because maybe Dale is walking around the township, but I think pretty soon he's going to be going bye-bye because they're going to get rid of the trap and defeat the town. So you're running out of time. So House of Mystic says, the picture with Christopher, did you notice that the picture changed shapes during the scene? The picture changed shapes? You mean the symbols? I don't think so. I mean, it's always been like 1, 2, 3 symbols. Now, blood came from the pictures like we're seeing right here. I saw that as far as blood coming down, but the actual drawings definitely stayed the same. So maybe you're talking about the blood coming down. If you're talking about that, I did notice that. Let's see. So Riles says Collider messed up last night. Yeah, so I got an email about that. Okay, let's do it. So I think we're good as far as this recap. Let's go. So let's go into this Collider picture. I mean, it's out there, and I think you all want to see it. You all have sent me a lot of stuff through the emails, so we'll take a look at a lot of y'all's notes and what was sent to me. Let's see. That way you all don't just see a yeah, so whatever so Lisa, whatever you sent last night is not downloading. So there's that, but we can look at what Amazon has as far as press stuff. So this is from The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. All right, so we can look at this. Let's see. So unfortunately, these aren't going to be that bright because I haven't edited them or anything. But there's that. So this is so there's like I think 4 or 5 pictures total. So this is Acosta. She's still organizing the basement of Colony House, and this is for season 4, episode 6. The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. So Acosta's tasked with organizing the Colony House basement. Jade's down there because he had the vision of going down there during the mushroom trip. He's got one of those puzzle boxes. I forgot the name of it. It's like where you turn it and you figure out how to solve the puzzle. And there's a lot of games there. A lot of different games that I guess people in the past have played, or maybe they came with people as they came into the township and they just were placed in the basement with a lot of other things that can be considered junk. But yeah, Acosta's organizing, going through, reading everything. She's got a magazine in her hand. Let's see if we can zoom in on that, see what she's looking at. Yeah, so it kind of looks like maybe a cross there, or maybe a bird. I don't know. I can't make heads or tails of that. But we got Rooftop Riot. So I guess this is stuff dealing with chimneys. That appears that like some chimney stuff, magazines that people have brought into the township. So not much really that we can make except for that Jade and Acosta are going to be scene partners going through a lot of stuff, trying to figure things out. I'm surprised Jade doesn't just immediately go to the wall where a door was and try to see if there's like something back there by putting his face up against the wall, listening for any sounds or seeing if a breeze comes in there from that area where the door is, but there's no door. So that's what we got for right there. No, that is a bird. Okay, so rooftop riot, those are birds on there, or are you talking about the magazine that Acosta's holding is a bird? Jim started something. What's the saying? Like, don't play or touch what you don't understand. But on the same hand, all of this was meant to be to be. Yeah, okay, Jessica. Yeah, Jessica's right. Noah did send a dove out of the ark, seeing if the bird doesn't come back, that means there's land. If the bird comes back, there's no land. Oh, Rubik's Cube. There you go. House of Mystics got it right. Puzzle box, aka Rubik's Cube. There we go. So Mita says Fatima Golem looks like Mr. Hanky from South Park. Yeah. Okay, so Mita says I'm on Slack. I'm on notebook number 2. Let's see. So Monrex says, if the man in yellow can physically intervene, then why won't the boy in white help the survivors with tools or info on how to defend themselves? And the boy in white said to Victor that people got to figure it out on their own. The boy in white said he tied. So Jessica says, looks like a cross, maybe Jesus. Could be. Talking about the magazine. For all we know, they may go through the lost and found at the bottom of Colony House, and there's a bunch of Bibles. So House of Mystics says, wow, what size TVs are you all watching? I can't see. Well, I mean, I zoomed in at one point. Because, I mean, most of the stuff you really can't see. I mean, even if I make it larger, you really can't see. So, and it's because with this picture, they don't really have a lot of pixels for this behind the scenes picture. So like with the last time they had a Collider photo, they had Jade, Tabitha, and Boyd all in a line looking in like the direction of the barn. Now, if you notice, we never got that Collider photo. I told you all it probably is staged. Let me bring it back up. See, with this behind the scenes stuff, it's starting to get to a point where the behind the scenes stuff, the alleged behind the scenes stuff, is not even in the show. And I think that's what they're doing to counteract spoilers or people leaking stuff, is they may shoot a scene different ways, but what actually airs is something completely different. All right, so here's what I mean. Y'all remember this picture right here, the Collider picture that went around the world? I had said, like, I think this is staged because it doesn't, I don't really see them just standing around and looking at something unless somebody's coming into town. And now this is, so we, after seeing episodes 1, 2, and 3, we know this is more than likely what the ram's head was in, this right here. And here's the rope attached to what was going to the motel sign, and the ram's head was like in the sack, and then they brought the sack down. We never got this scene right here, this behind the scenes Collider photo. So whatever Collider did put out, which I haven't seen, whatever Collider did put out, it might not even make it onto the show, because remember, we never got the scene right here. There's never been a point in time where Jade, Boyd, and Tabitha are outside together. So sometimes they may, when I say they, I'm talking about the studios, sometimes they'll stage something for photo purposes, and it's not even in the episode or even on the show. So we're not going to get too hung up on Collider accidentally doing something just because it may not even make it on the show. Now, if it's a content creator who has had interviews with people on the show, they are insiders. And if they put something out accidentally, it probably is on the show, because a lot of them use Discord to play the entire season or at least future episodes to let people see that. And that's how leaks and spoilers get out there, is because content creators are abusing press passes to let people watch the entire season. It's probably somebody right now who has seen the entire season 4 before season 4 even aired for the rest of us. So I call those people insiders. So if an insider or content creator put something out there, then it probably is a spoiler. But if Collider put something out, like the Collider photo I just saw, it more than likely is something staged for the press, but may not make it onto the show. So what we're looking at right now is something that is for the press and Amazon Studios photos. So this scene, it may be in the show, but it may not even be in the show exactly how we're seeing it. Like, they may just be told to hold the Rubik's Cube, hold one of the magazines, and look down at it. It just be real still, take a bunch of pictures, and then they may shoot the scene different ways, and then they kind of pick and choose what's going to be on the actual episode. So don't get too hung up if stuff is put out there, because it may be put out there, but it may not necessarily be what's in the actual episode that airs. Yeah, so it says, so Jessica's asking, what is that board game called? Rooftop Riot? It looks like Rooftop Riot. I don't know anything about Rooftop Riot, but it looks like that's one of the things that's in front of Acosta. So Amanda's saying Boyd must have good eyesight. Well, Boyd had the binoculars. He had the binos. All right, so this is another picture. This is Kenny. So he's probably looking like, what is going on? Donna brought the totems back to, well, not Donna, but Donna and company brought the totems back to Colony House because Tabitha, the Slayer, killed one of those dolls with the totem, and it's like, hey, I'm taking the totems with me. I'm taking the totems with me, and we're going to maybe use them on the monsters. So what if whatever these totems are made of or were designed with or whatever has something inside of them that can hurt the monsters? I think that's what is going to be the big thing, is trying to hurt the monsters.
Not if you're dead.
Right. So how can you use it on the monsters? Because it might not be the same reaction that we got with Smiley jumping back defensively when Boyd swiped at his neck. They may actually start running and fighting back once they see those totems. You may pull the totem out and be like, okay, we got you right now. We got you. Do you surrender?
Oh, sweetie, it doesn't work that way.
Right. I see the monsters stepping their game up if the people start stepping their game up. Yeah. So House of Mystic says, oh, I see the spoiler. How do you see a spoiler? So Amanda is asking whatever happened to Monopoly and Sorry. Good question. So House of Mystic says, we know Ellis won't be using the totem, too much work. Look, Ellis built Julie's bed. Put respect on Ellis's name. Ellis built Julie a bed, and he was out there working with his hands season 1. So Ellis is capable. They just don't show him being capable. He even made Ethan a crutch season 1. So Ellis is capable. He is capable. Let's not put Ellis down just because we haven't seen him do anything. He's capable. He is more than capable.
If you haven't done so, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like the stream, fam. That helps with the algo. And welcome all.
You said Restar 24 says probably copyright issues with Ellis working with his hands. What are we doing?
Don't forget to like, sub, and share. Thank you.
Yes, please and thank you. Please and thank you. All right, so yeah, I see these totems serving a purpose, and they probably are planning on going on offense. It's time to go on offense.
Killing spree, killing frenzy.
Uh-oh, see, you all talked Ellis up. Ellis is looking at Fatima's golem and is like, Fatima, what are you doing? What are you doing, Fatima? What are you doing? What is up? What is up? What is happening? Yeah. So I think that's what's going on in this, is that Ellis is going to be trying to talk to Fatima, make heads or tails, and just try to see if she's all right. And I think it's odd because Fatima was telling Tilly that she wasn't in the tarot cards, and Tilly was being silly Tilly, basically. But now Fatima is into the supernatural stuff and mysticism with this golem. I guess she got religious being pregnant with a supernatural baby. Samita says Ellis will find and bury Tilly. What? Tilly should already be in the ground. Yeah, so Jessica's saying, so they did bring those things back from the village? Yeah, they did. They did. So Raw7388 says, I've been trying to tell y'all I have it on screen record. Just look, they retracted it. What? So if you screen recorded something from Collider, it should be on your computer. Oh, Restar. Okay, that's what Restar was saying about copyright issues. It's possible, yeah. Because if you try to screen record and the screen goes black, or you try to screenshot and the screen goes black, then yeah, it's copyright protected. Okay, now I'm with y'all. Okay. So Mel Ryan says Chatty Patty is going to mess things up for Tabitha. Chatty Patty? You talking about Donna? Oh, you're talking about the woman whose face was put in the fire pit. Yeah, she's gonna be upset. She's gonna be the one to start spreading the rumors. Yeah, and I mean, think about it. They went out there for food, and a dude died. So even if she doesn't want to say anything, somebody went out there and died.
Bruh.
So yeah, she's got to say something. And you know, with the main cast, they don't want to tell people stuff. They don't want people to panic or whatever. Not only are people going to want to know what happened to our friend, but they're going to also want to know what happened out there, and she's going to tell it. And she should. And she should. Pit face Patty. There it is. Okay, so Jessica says I've seen a picture of Patty getting her face bandaged by Christy. Okay. So Red Star says Patty didn't do much to save that guy. Yep. Patty took off into the bushes and got caught up. Now Ellis went back and tried to fight the doll. The doll hit Ellis one time. Ellis closed the door and left the guy to his own devices. And then here's Boyd. He's in Colony House. That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Those are all the press photos for Season 4, Episode 6, The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. There it is. There it is. All right, so went over that. All right, let's we're gonna go through these notes. So yeah, there's a new group email thing that's been started. If you want to be added to that, let myself or anyone in the chat know. We could do that. Oh, okay, so this is what Lisa. So Lisa already sent this. Okay. Okay, so Lisa. Okay, I got you. So this was a later email. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I was able to get that from the Amazon website. So thank you for those 3. And then the 4th one was the one with Ellis. And then the one with Ellis, and so it was 4 of them total. The only one that you left out was the one for Ellis. And I mean that, it is what it is with that. So I know you all enjoyed the live stream yesterday. I appreciate that. We'll do another chit chat today. Right after this. After this quote unquote show. Okay, so we already went over the old maid stuff yesterday, so there's that one. Yeah, the old maid stuff. You know what? We'll do it again. I don't know I think we went over some of the stuff yesterday during the chit chat. But here's some more old maid stuff. So people believe that the show is based off of Old Maid. There's more cards than this, but so I guess this is supposed to be Smiley, the dapper dandy. It's supposed to be Smiley. Hold one moment. All right, sorry about that. All right, it's supposed to be Smiley, Dapper Dandy. Then, I guess another Smiley, Scary Harry is Smiley. Okay. Careless Carrie is the is the diner maid. Okay. This is, I personally am kind of on the fence with this, but I mean, I think some people may say, hey, this is what it is.
You can't save them all.
Yep. So Ballad Betty is the ballerina. Okay. This is Elgin's girlfriend. I guess they're broke up now, season 4. This is the Japanese girl. Turpentine Tilly this is supposed to be Turpentine Tilly as Tilly. Fiddling Fernando, I guess is Jade. Yeah, this is... So, I think this is supposed to be just like humorous and not taken seriously. So, if you're hanging your hat on Old Maid, I wouldn't do it. This is just supposed to be, to be funny. So which you talking about? Smiley in the beginning? Yeah. So Scary Harry is Smiley, and Dapper Dandy. I mean, I don't know who this is. This could be Smiley as well. So boy looks like he got a haircut and shape up. Yeah, he did. From Bill is coming up, giving people good looks. And this is Juiced Jade. So. Oh. Yep. So that's all the Old Maid cards. So if anybody was wanting to know about the Old Maid cards, those are the cards that's been passed around. Let's see. Okay, so the Alchemist. I think Alchemist was added to the group thing yesterday. Yeah, she was, or was it? Is it a he? Let me make sure. Oh, it's Kim. Okay, so Kim was added. So we did that. Good on that. MGM just took my money. And you all can let me know in the comment section. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you all. So after From season 4 is over with, it's more than likely going to be a whole year of From content, especially with channel membership, for me to catch up on channel membership. So I'm open to exploring other stuff as far as like content and stuff, but it might be from all 2026 to catch up on channel membership stuff and to kind of wrap up some mysteries for season 4, and then which includes 1 through 3. So, I was letting y'all know, if you're like, hey, Spade, we should move on to, I'm like, well, we still got to do channel membership because there's like at least 100, there's over 100 links for videos to review. It's going to take probably a full year to go through everything. Okay, so okay, so this comes from Jessica, and Jessica sent something from Facebook. All right, so I think it's safe to have this on the screen. So this comes from Facebook. From the book. This is Matcha Lat's post. This is from Jessica. So Matcha says, I think I just found out the craziest and honestly one of the most believable theories about From. Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Everybody has a theory. Everybody has a theory. Okay. All right, I think I have one of the craziest theories about From. While digging into theories, I discovered that this idea has actually been discussed on Reddit for years. Reddit. Reddit. Hold on. House of Mystic says the Burroughs was really good about seniors solving crimes. It was good. Okay, I've seen that on Netflix as far as like it's been available. I might check it out. So Amanda says, yeah, we discussed From for a year and a half and never ran out of things to say. Yeah, it might be like that 2026. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you're like, hey, Spade, you're still doing channel membership stuff? Yeah, we got to catch it up. We got to review. We got to analyze. We got to get into the weeds. Yeah, don't be surprised if when everybody else leaves the township to go on to other things, we stay there, at least for channel membership. Don't be surprised. All right, so back to this. But I barely see anyone talking about it on Facebook. There's an old card game called Old Maid that Victor and Eloise were playing as children. What's interesting is that the cards themselves seem to resemble the monsters and some characters in From. If you compare the designs, the similarities are honestly hard to ignore. Check the photos. Theory suggests that Victor survived the massacre because he was the storyteller of that cycle. Okay. So I think if anyone is a storyteller, I think the storyteller might just be the man in yellow. I think the storyteller might be the man in yellow or whoever Kay Dillon is. Because right now, I'm in the back of my head, I'm thinking about who is Kay Dillon who made Flight of the Chromonacle. Because Kay Dillon may be something to build a theory around because it, based off what Julie said, that she believes that maybe someone had dreams or visions of Fromville and made these children's books to help people who end up going to the township. So I think that would be the storyteller as far as what would make sense. Because as far as Victor surviving, I think Victor survived just because he listened to his mom. And I think as far as the massacre, I think he survived all those decades because, well, I think he was munching on people. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but I think it was some munching going on. Yeah, I know you don't want to hear it, but I've yet to hear someone explain something that we've seen on the show that can explain how Victor was able to survive for decades. I've heard people say maybe the boy in white started working in the diner and he took orders, or maybe the man in yellow was making burgers and pizza. And I'm like, I don't think the man in yellow was making pizza. I think he was making people. People are saying maybe Eloise was story walking, even though she's younger than Victor. And maybe Eloise brought maybe Eloise brought Victor popsicles from the real world. I'm like, nah, if anything, Victor was brought people. Yeah, I think he was brought people. Boy in White, another storyteller. Could be. Victor got some dark secrets, but it ain't that. And I like this theory of matcha. Okay. Let me continue on. And now that role may have been passed on to Ethan. A lot of the events happening in town strangely mirror the stories from Ethan's book, The Chronocle, almost as if the town is manifesting imagination into reality. If that's true, Ethan could be destined to survive this cycle too if another massacre happens. But after the latest episode, I think there's an even bigger twist. Tabitha, or rather Tabitha in her first life, may have been the original storyteller. Could be. The reason I think this is because the latest episode showed her playing with dolls as a child. That must be her story. And the moment the man took the dolls away from her, she said her story came to life. That line feels whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, let's see. I was gonna go over this tomorrow, but we can kind of touch on it today, like I did yesterday. So she said, one day the man died and his nightmares came out of the lake of tears. So tears are associated with crying. So if those dolls were giving him nightmares and he threw the nightmares or the dolls in the lake of tears, I could see them becoming nightmares coming out of the lake. Yeah, so he took the dolls away, but when he died, his nightmares came to life. That line feels way too important to be random. It sounds like the series is hinting that stories, imagination, or childhood creations literally shape the reality of the town. So what if every cycle has a storyteller, someone whose imagination unconsciously creates or influences the horrors inside the town? Could be. Could be. But yeah, Tabitha was saying that dude said the dolls were giving him nightmares. He threw the dolls in the lake. One day the man died and his nightmares came out of the lake of tears. All right, so this is the old May pictures again from Matchalat's post. All right, so unfortunately, can't really see what that is, but something on this globe is pointed up here. So I imagine that, I don't know. But this does appear to be maybe Henry, Eloise, and maybe Miranda. A sun, then a building. There's something right here in the upper left-hand corner. So we kind of went over all this already. Cheerleader. Okay. So this is the only picture that we did not go over. So Garrett Fam says trying to chef up a meal, but I'm here listening. Okay, appreciate it. I'd like to ask, are you cooking for Victor? Because he may be eating people. He may be doing that. Yeah. So Jessica says, I think it's the Old Maid card deck on that shelf over the globe. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can zoom in, y'all. I see a like a tiddly thing, or let's see. Tiddly winks. And so this is supposed to be the Old Maid right here that people are talking about. So unfortunately, the picture is not enhanced to really just see everything, but it's more than likely Old Maid, since there's a bunch of games up there. This looks creepy, but for all we know, this could be, I don't know, maybe could be the lighthouse. Who knows? All right. So that is all for that. That comes from the desk of Jessica Newberry, and Amanda says, Old Maid, the next generation. There we go. All right, so I tell you what. I normally don't do this. Because people are sensitive. People can be tender. That's why I try to do stuff in channel membership. We're going to go ahead and look at a video. And then I'll try to remember to do the trailer for season 4, episode 6 right after this. Because I think Jeremy Ice and Fire posted a trailer. He's an insider, y'all. So every time I want a trailer, I can go to his channel. He's got it. He's got the trailer, the trailer for the next week when the episode of the actual week drops. He posted the trailer for episode 6, the bye week when nothing was coming out, which is like this week. So we'll look at that right after this. Oh, Mike is working? Mike usually works and listens. Okay. So House of Mystics said, he said you have to have MGM on TV to actually see a trailer. It's not on the app. I don't know. I mean, put it like this. MGM, as far as so I watch MGM on the computer. So I have the app, and I got it on computer on the website. So I don't see any trailers on the website, or I mean I see a trailer for like the season, but as far as them posting trailers the same day and a trailer for episode 6 when episode 5 comes out, I don't see that. So they got access to something I don't, but I watch it on the computer and I have the app. I do both. Okay. What? So Mita says, I only have luck like the third week of August. Let everyone fatten them up with chicken drums. What? What? Okay. So this is 14 minutes long. I'm not sure if we're going to look at the whole thing. Okay. And I'm telling y'all, this is not my channel. I have not had any communication with this content creator. I know I've been pushing an agenda. This is not, I have not talked to this person. I haven't paid them. Whatever they say is what they say. And this came to me from Amanda. So if this person is saying what I've been saying for a while, as far as eating people, blame Amanda and blame Aethercene. We're gonna do it right now. And again, this is not me. This is Amanda and Aethercene. So it is what it is. All right. So this is not. I haven't had conversations telling anybody to adopt eating people to survive. So give me a moment to get this situated. And again, this was sent to me via Amanda. And this video belongs to Aethercene. I am not affiliated with this channel in any way. If he or she or they say something that I've said, just know that it's a coincidence and it is what it is. All right. So we're going to make it like that. So you know this can't be my video because I would have edited it to where you could see what's going on. All right. So you can barely see what's going on. It is what it is. All right. So we're going to do a review like I do with the channel memberships. All right, so this says, From never explains how Victor survived alone, and the truth is terrifying. Okay. Okay. And the answer is terrifying. My bad, y'all. The answer is terrifying. We're gonna do it. Hope y'all are ready. I'm just saying, he, she, or they may say something I've been saying, and I'm just saying. Okay, so in the description, it says, and now mind you, I've never been here before, not even subscribed. No thumb up or thumb down, never been here before. All right, it says, in 1981, Victor watched the creatures kill everyone in town, okay? His mother, his sister, every single resident. He was a child. No adults. No talismans. Boyd wouldn't find those for another 40 years. No protection. And then night came again. And the creatures came out again. And somehow Victor survived. Okay. What you got for us? Not just that night. For years. Alone in an empty town with the creatures coming out every single night. And the man in yellow. From never explains how. In this video, I break down 3 theories, each one darker than the last. From season 4 airs Sundays on MGM Plus. Okay. Let's go. Cause I already know.
Go crazy. Ooh.
Okay. What's going on? Napster. All right, so Spade got jokes about your edit. Okay, so House of Mystics, I've seen some of the creators' videos. Okay. So Amanda says, I'm throwing her in front of Smiley. Well, I mean, it's like this. Hands up. I don't know. So basically, if this content creator mentions about eating of people, Amanda also endorses eating of people.
These nuts.
That's where we're at. All right? That's where we're at. That's where we're at. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Hold on. Let me one last thing. Let me check one last thing. Are there any last minute emails? Because people will like to slip stuff in. Okay, so from season 4, huge leak spoiler. See, if it's a trailer, I'm all for like a leak as far as a trailer. If it's another content creator, I don't know. Because people are tender. People are tender and sensitive, and I may say something that might make somebody want to jump off a bridge. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care, but people are tender. So I'll think about maybe looking at that with the supposed spoiler stuff. But we're going to look at after scene. We'll do this, but most of the time I do this in channel membership. I really could redirect everyone to channel membership so we can speak freely, but for this one, we're going to go ahead and just roll with it. All right. So Rouse 7388, that's what I tried to send you. You tried to send me this video right here with after scene, aether scene. So Amanda says, I admit to nothing. We got the email right here now. We got the email right here. The email is right here. Yes, ma'am. We got the email. Yeah, the theme music is all over it. All right, let's do this. 14 minutes, may not do the whole thing. We'll see.
1981, a little boy hid in a root cellar while his mother kissed him goodbye. Miranda Kavanaugh put her children in that cellar, told them not to come out until morning, and walked into the dark toward the bottle tree. She never came back. And when Victor emerged the next morning, he found everyone dead. His mother, his sister Eloise, every single person in that town, gone. Torn apart by the creatures that had come out the night before and worked through the entire population until there was nothing left. Victor Kavanaugh was a child. The show never gives us his exact age, but the From timeline confirms the family arrived in 1981 and Victor is described consistently as a young boy.
So I think they arrived 1978, like the year that was in the Lighthouse season 1 episode 9, and then was also the date on the map in the Peachtree, back in the Peachtree truck. I think 1978. After scene says 1981. Okay, we disagree as far as that.
At the time, so let's say 9, 10 years old, a child who had just lost everyone he knew in an empty town with no adults, no weapons, and no talismans, because Boyd Stevens.
Yeah, so Miss Chris says 1981. I don't know. I think 1978. I think 1978. Oh, so Mike is here. I thought Mike was working. Mike is here. Mike is in the house. All right, so yeah, I think it's 1979. So Mike says, is this a true crime doc? It sounds like it. It sounds like it. I like it so far.
Stevens wouldn't discover the talismans for another 4 decades, and then night came again, and the creatures came out again, and Victor survived, and then the next night, and the next, and the next. For years, he lived completely alone for several years before any new residents arrived, because during the time period of the show, new arrivals tend to show up every other month or so. But after the massacre, nobody came. Just Victor, alone in a town full of bodies and darkness and creatures that came out every single night. So here's the question the show's never answered. The question that has been sitting there since season 1 and gets more disturbing the longer you think about it. How did he survive? Not just the food, not just the practical logistics, but how did a child with no protection survive years of nightly creature attacks with nothing but a canned goods truck to hide in? The show doesn't tell us, it just expects us.
And also, you can't lock the Peachtree truck from the inside. If you've ever been in the back of like a moving truck, or really a trailer in general, you can't lock it from the inside. You can lock the outside, but not the inside. So that means if he was in the Peachtree truck, anybody or anything could have just opened it up, and he's in there sitting duck.
Us to accept it and move on. I don't accept it. And after going through every confirmed detail about Victor's timeline, the boy in white, Miranda's foreknowledge, and one specific line the creatures say to Victor in the tunnels in season 3, I have 3 theories, and they go from hopeful to devastating to absolutely terrifying. Before we get to the theories, I need to establish exactly what the show has confirmed, because your theories are only as strong as your facts. The Kavanaugh family, Miranda, Victor, and his sister Eloise, became trapped in the township in 1981. The From timeline confirms this. Miranda had been having visions before they arrived. Henry, Victor's father, who was not with them when they got trapped, later confirms to Tabitha that Miranda started having visions after an acid trip, visions of the township, the creatures, and that she had to find and free the children. She believed she was chosen. She painted the man in yellow before anyone in the current timeline had physically seen him. She painted the boy in white, the Angkui children, the diner. She had foreknowledge of this place that went beyond any.
Y'all see the panda eyes, right? Y'all see it, right? Panda eyes. I'm just saying. You all swear up and down that I'm, just saying. I thought I had it. But anyway, you all, I tried to bring it back up, but you all know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, we see the panda eyes. Miranda drew them with the panda eyes after being dead, after the ritual. Hashtag save the hashtag save the children. I'm just saying, panda eyes. Google it. Panda eyes and save the children go hand in hand. All right.
Anything any other resident had possessed. Then one day, Christopher, the resident who was the past life version of Jade, became obsessed with.
Okay, so House of Mystic says, I saw the eyes way back when you first said it. Have you looked into it? What the panda eyes is about? I mean, you don't have to, but I think it's odd that the ghoulish children, the teddy bears, they look exactly like human trafficking or child trafficking victims look that have been extremely neglected. Okay, so House of Mystic says I knew years ago. Okay. Yeah, people, I think everybody, I mean, if you have people taking the Adventures of the Grand Gulagog and saying that is equivalent to the Gallywog, then Panda Eyes is not far stretch. It's not a major stretch to say Panda Eyes are in the show. Okay, like the tunnels underground, yeah. So if you're watching people talk about the Gallywog and they're equating that to the Grand Adventures of the Gulagag or Gulagog, then yeah, Panda Eyes Save the Children shouldn't be far behind.
The symbol he found. He grew cold and withdrawn. Miranda grew worried. She hid her children in the root cellar, kissed them goodbye, and went to the bottle tree to try to free the children in the tower. Eloise got scared and ran after her mother, leaving Victor alone in the cellar. The next morning, Victor came out and found everyone dead. He found his mother's body near the bottle tree. He He couldn't find Eloise. Later, he would bury what he thought were her remains, but he was never certain the remains.
Right, Mike? The panda eyes seem to be a very deliberate choice because they have no panda eyes and then panda eyes, and then they have the phrase "save the children." So I think there are people who are like, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to believe it. And that's your choice, but they've got it in the show. It is a very dark show. They got it in the show. They have it in the show. So, yeah.
Game over.
Were actually hers. And then the boy in white appeared alongside a dog. And the boy in white told Victor to collect the precious belongings of every deceased resident and bury them in a suitcase, which Victor did. Because what else do you do when you're a traumatized child alone in a town full of corpses and you have one supernatural friend telling you what to do? He moved the dead residents' cars to what would become the car graveyard. He collected their belongings. He buried them. And then he found the Clary's canned goods truck. And every night for years he hid in it. Theory 1. The boy in white made an arrangement. The boy in white appeared to Victor immediately after the massacre, not days later. Immediately. He was there. He saw what happened. The boy in white was Victor's only friend for years, confirmed by Victor himself, as the sole companion of a grieving child in an empty town. Now think about what we know the boy in white can actually do. He physically pushed Tabitha out of a lighthouse window and knew exactly what would happen to her, that she'd wake up in Camden, Maine. He traveled to Camden himself to appear to her there, which means he can move beyond the town's borders in a way the creatures cannot. He stopped Victor from cutting down the bottle tree, physically intervened to prevent it. He told Victor, through guided instructions, to bury the belongings of the dead in a suitcase. He guided Boyd and Sarah to a faraway tree in season 1, which set off.
Whoa, 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 whoa. He told Sarah to go into the faraway tree. He said, you'll be safe in there, not you both. Or you all, you people. The boy in white, I think, was just talking to Sarah and set Boyd up to be trapped in the bottom of the well. There's something else I heard that the boy in white was in Maine. So Tabitha followed the boy in white into, I think that was a coffee shop or some type of shop. She touched the boy who she thought was the boy in white, and it turned out to be someone else. So we don't know if that was an illusion or something, because based off of that scene when Tabitha was in the real world and left the hospital, it seemed like that wasn't really the boy in white. Or maybe the boy in white was toying with her. But the boy in white did help out Sarah. Or the boy in white told Sarah to go in the faraway tree, knowing that Boyd would go in there too, and set Boyd up for the okie doke. So after scene, I'm gonna give you pushback on that, saying the boy in white helped out Boyd and Sarah. I think the boy in white set Boyd up to be trapped, to get rid of Boyd. And whoever is opposing the boy in white is causing Julie to story walk and had Julie throw Boyd the rope to get Boyd out of there. As if Boyd, being the leader of the town, is taking people into a direction the boy in white does not want people to go in.
Off a chain of events that led to Boyd getting the music box curse and Julie eventually getting her story walking ability. This is not a passive entity. The boy in white doesn't just comfort people, he acts, he moves pieces. He operates within the town system with genuine authority and sets things in motion that take seasons to fully pay off. So here is the question. An entity with that level of power spent years as the sole companion of a 9-year-old child in an empty town full of nocturnal predators, and you think he was just keeping him company, telling him bedtime stories, watching him eat canned peaches, and doing nothing else? The theory is that the boy in white used whatever authority he holds within the town's supernatural hierarchy to mark Victor as protected. The creatures came out every single night. They walked through that empty town. They knew Victor was in there. The creatures know everyone's name. They call out to people they've never met by name on their first night. They knew exactly where Victor was, and they didn't touch him. Not once. For years, something told them not to. And the only counterforce to the man in yellow's side of this equation, the only entity confirmed to operate with independent power against the town's dark system, is the boy in white. He couldn't stop the massacre, he couldn't save Miranda, but he could protect one child, and he chose Victor. And he maintained that protection for years, sitting beside him in the dark, appearing when needed, keeping whatever agreement he'd made in place, until other people arrived and the cycle began again. Victor surviving alone isn't a plot hole. It's the clearest evidence we have of just how much power the boy in white actually holds when he chooses to use it. Theory 2, the man in yellow left him alive. This is the darkest version of Victor's survival. In Season 4, Episode 4, Victor finally tells Henry the full truth about the man in yellow. He arrived in the town in a car just like everyone else. He was friendly, he was funny, he became part of the community. And then the day Miranda left for the bottle tree, Victor watched the man in yellow consume his mother. He was there. During the massacre, he was present for the whole thing. He watched the creatures kill every single resident, and then he left, and the town went silent for years. Now think about that silence. The From Wiki flags this directly as strange. During the time period of the show, the present-day timeline,
we gotta, okay. Hold up, y'all, hold up.
rivals come to the town every other month or so. The road pulls people in constantly. It's relentless. But after the 1981 massacre, nobody came. For years, just Victor. Alone in an empty town, the man in yellow didn't forget Victor existed. You don't eat someone's mother in front of their child and forget the child is standing there. He made a choice. He left a 9-year-old boy alive in an empty town with the creatures coming out every single night and told them, through whatever command structure he holds over them, to leave him alone. Why? Because the man in yellow told Julie in Season 4 that his favorite part is watching them tear themselves apart. He's not just a killer.
Told Julie? No, the Sophia told the priest that. Hold on. What are we doing? What? I can see if this is a Season 1 mistake, but this is like a Season 4. Season 4 just happened. This is a Season 4 mistake. Let's listen one more time. Because Sophia was talking to the priest and saying that.
Why? Because the man in yellow told Julie in Season 4 that his favorite part is watching them tear themselves apart.
No, Sophia said that to the priest when she said, "Wake up. Wake up." Yeah, you know what? Oh, Mita saying AI makes mistakes? You think this is an AI channel? What? Are we thinking this is an AI channel? Is this an AI channel? Oh no. Is it AI? No, the man in yellow did not tell Julie anything. Season 3 finale. Remember, the man in yellow was talking to Jim the whole time. So the man in yellow, you know what, y'all? Season 3, no, the man in yellow also told Jim Season 3 finale. What? The season 3 finale, all the man in yellow did was rip out Jim's throat, and that's it. All right, let's play season 4, episode 1, right quick. Come on, y'all. Let's do this. Let's do this right quick. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this video up, but I'm gonna listen to the audio.
People are such fragile things. We have to stop meeting like this. When did you come from this time? Didn't anyone tell you? There's no way to change a story once it's been told.
Okay, so Julie just disappeared. This is season 4, episode 1. Julie just disappeared. And now it's just the man in yellow and Jim.
Just you and me now, Jim. I liked you. I really did. Fuck you. You always tried so hard. You carried so much. It's a terrible shame you won't get to see what happens next. Because what happens next is my favorite part. Would you like to know why?
Yeah. So the man in yellow, the scene basically stops after the man in yellow laughs. So the man in yellow, on screen, never told Jim or Julie why this is his favorite part. The man in yellow morphed into Sophia in yellow, and then as Sophia told the priest, this is her favorite part because this is when everyone tears each other apart. What are we doing, y'all? This is season 4. It's season 4.
Got him! Got him!
Come on, man. It's season 4. We just started season 4. Season 3 finale. Yo, you understand that season 3 finale, the man in yellow was telling Jim that it didn't have to happen this way. Knowledge comes at a cost. This is a recap. No, this can't be a recap because the content creator just said that the man in yellow told Julie. No, he did not.
Yellow told Julie in season 4 that
told Julie. He didn't tell Julie that.
Town with the creatures coming out every single night and told them through whatever command structure he holds over them to leave him alone. Why? Because the man in yellow told Julie in season 4 that his favorite part is watching them.
Sophia told the priest the favorite part was because everyone tears each other apart. So Papa Sock says, I have watched a few lives where the podsters were so excited they mixed up facts. I'm sure they did. We all make mistakes. On a live stream, okay, here's where I give grace. I give grace on a live stream. So if someone's doing a live stream and they misspeak, make a mistake, I leave it alone on a live stream. But on an uploaded video where you're editing, because when it comes to editing a video, first you have pre-production, production, post-production. So you're recording the audio on production, and then you're adding in the edits and stuff like this content creator is doing, or AI, in post-production. So you're listening to yourself in post-production to get the images, to edit, and to add the eerie music that we're listening to. So that means that this person listened to themselves talk during the video at least once. So if you say, oh yeah, the man in yellow told Boyd that his name is Doug. All right, you say that during production when you're recording. Then when you go to edit and post-production, you're listening to yourself say, oh, the man in yellow told the Boyd that his name is Doug. You're like, wait a minute. I'm listening to myself. That's not what happened. Let me go and redub it or re-edit it and blah, 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 blah. So this is an edited video. This is not streamed. It's not premiered. It's not, well, even if it's premiered, it would be like a video. But it's different if this was like a live stream where you're rattling off stuff and you make a mistake. Okay, cool. But then even if it is live, the same way that I have a live chat and you guys are holding me accountable and we're having a back and forth, it's the same way. Like as I'm talking, people are going to say, oh, Spade, no, you're making a mistake and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, you know what? You're right. The man in yellow didn't tell Julie or Jim that this is his favorite part. He was Sophia, a girl, and said that to the priest.
What? What the fuck?
Yeah, so you can't even say that it was the man in yellow because it was in the Sophia form, a girl, a female, when he said that to the priest. Remember, she said, wake up, wake up. And then, she gave the little sinister look when she had the glasses on and was like, this is my favorite part because they tear each other apart. Come on, man. It's season 4. It's different if it was like season 1, which was 2022, or season 2, which was 2023. Or maybe I'll even say maybe season 3, because that was like what, 2024. But season 3 was 2024. Season 4 is like this year, 2026. Where you been? So Papa Sock says, I see your point. This is the kind of show where facts matter. I mean, whole theories hinge on factual facts. So please continue ripping someone a new one. I mean, I usually do this for channel members because people can be sensitive. But the reason why I'm harping on it and Papa Sox hit the nail on the head is because this basically the AI person or the content creator said, I have 3 theories. So if you're getting the details incorrect on one of your theories, the whole thing becomes a bad data in, bad data out. So I'm not saying that this person is wrong. It's just that when you have bad data go in, now bad data may come out, and we're 8 minutes in, and it's at least, let's see, 2 makes 10. So it's at least 6 minutes left on this video. So dude may go on and on and on about he told Julie this is his favorite part, and Julie. And I'm like, all Julie's been doing is story walking. She has had no conversation with the man in white. I mean, man in yellow. Future Julie, you see how I made a mistake and quickly corrected myself? So future Julie has listened to the man in yellow, but not main Julie. So he didn't even say future Julie. He said Julie, which is considered main Julie, as in our Julie. Not future Julie, who we have not met, but main Julie. All right. So I hate to be the one to say it, but I'm gonna have to go with Doug on this one.
After seeing all the slop out there online about it and just people having...
Oh, yes. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
If you haven't done so, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like the stream, fam. That helps with the algo. And welcome all.
Yes.
If you haven't had a chance to do so, go ahead and smash that like button. Thank you very much.
So thank you, House of Mystics, for helping me out. I appreciate it. All right, so so Papa Sox says, preach, someone pass the collection plate and some tissues. Yes. Yeah, I don't believe in bad answers or wrong answers. I just believe in bad data in, bad data out, and once you get the data incorrect that goes in, everything you say afterwards more than likely is going to be misspeak. It's going to be half truth. It's going to be misinformation, and somebody's going to hear this content creator, this AI person, say the man in yellow told Julie his favorite part is when people tear themselves apart, and someone's going to go repeating that. And someone's going to say, you said the man in yellow said that? Because he was Sophia in yellow, and then he was talking to the Okay, I've harped on it enough. So Amanda says, no, Amanda. Don't do that. Don't do that, Amanda. We've already put you on the hook for this video. I like you sent this. You know, it's all fun and stuff, but just to poke fun and poke the bear, this is Amanda's video.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
So Facia Dig says the man in Sophia. What Facia Dig? What? You know what, Facia Dig? You know what? I have no idea what you mean by the man in Sophia. You just pulled a Fatima is Martin. Holy cow. Holy cow.
Nobody would never understand. Like, I didn't choose his life.
Facia Dig. If this was America's Next Top Model, Tyra Banks would say, we all believed in you. We all believed in you. What happened? What happened? The man in Sophia. What is going on? You know what? I see y'all are crazy on Tuesdays. You all are crazy on Tuesdays.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, Tuesdays are a crazy day. Crazy, crazy day. Wow. So Facia Dig has gotten the first Fatima is Martin with the man in Sophia. So not the man in yellow, not even the man in black if you're talking about the show Lost, but the man in Sophia. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. I'm telling you. So now Aster Scene has somewhat been been taken off the hook. Amanda and Aether Scene have gotten off the hook thanks to Facia Dig. Wow. Okay. So here it is. Okay. Craziness.
Let's do the damn thing.
All right, let's go back to the video, y'all. So we got our Fatima is Martin situation. I'm sure the rest of the day is going to be crazy. It's going to be even crazier. Facia Dig, wow. So Facia Dig says, thank you all. I couldn't do it without you. Wow. Facia Dig has just accepted. Lowered expectation. The expectations are now in the basement of Colony House. It is what it is. Okay, so B Brock VA says it's Taco Tuesday with the liver taco special. There it is. And I'm waiting to see if this guy is gonna say that Victor had to be munching on people to survive. We'll see. All right. So Fatima is Martin is over. For Facia Dig, let's go ahead and keep going. Let's keep going.
I had no idea what context it fit into. And of course, when you know the whole story, that scene has that much more punch.
So Papa Sock says, oh, that was the theory. Fatima and Golem, get it on. You know what? Face Your Dig is no longer in the corner. Papa Socks, go to bed. Just go to bed. So now we got Fatima and the Golem getting it on. Wow, wow, wow. We went from the expectations being in the basement of Colony House. We're now in the cave system. What are we doing? We are now in the cave system.
No, 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 no.
Papa, you're not only are you in the corner, but you got to go to bed. The expectations are now in the cave system with the Ankui kids. Okay, it can't get any lower than the cave system. It cannot get any lower than the cave system.
Oh no.
So Mike says Ellis can't compete with a half ton of mud. Well, is it mud? Or does it stink? Because I don't know. I think that mud stinks. So Papa Sock says, I will come back, I promise. I don't think we want you to come back. I think we want you to go ahead and just go to bed and take the L and call it a day. Just call it a day.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Yeah. So Face Your Dig says we always get a good laugh here. Well, I mean, we get more than a good laugh. It's almost like like that movie. Now I'm not gonna go there. Okay. So we're gonna get back to the video because I think Athercene is gonna say that Victor was munching on people to survive unless he's too scared to go there. He may be too scared to go there.
Uh-oh, stinky.
All right. So we got another Fatima's Martin moment complete. Let's do this.
Tear themselves apart. He's not just a killer, he's a storyteller. He doesn't just want chaos, he wants witnesses. He wants someone who carries the memory of the worst thing that ever happened in that town. Someone who draws pictures of it in crayons and buries them in the ground because the trauma is too heavy to hold in his head. Someone who will still be there, 40 years later, in a truck flinching at shadows, when the next iteration of Tabitha and Jade finally arrives and the cycle begins again. Victor was the man in yellow's permanent audience, his traumatized, psychologically frozen, perfectly preserved audience of one, kept alive not out of mercy, not out of oversight, but because what's the point of the most terrifying act you've ever performed if nobody survives to remember it? The creatures didn't kill Victor because the man in yellow ordered them not to. He needed his witness. He needed someone who would carry 40 years of accumulated grief and fear.
So the yoga stretch is insane because the man in yellow became Sophia and infiltrated the town to do stuff secretly. But yet we're saying that the man in yellow wanted an audience of one. It's a lot of yoga stretching. You know, we're all about yoga stretching here, but it just seems like it's a lot of stretching to rationalize and justify Victor surviving versus something like he just was hiding. Because with the monsters, they have a pattern. And I'm sure the man in yellow has a pattern. So it could be that, I do think that they knew Victor was there, but it could be that they focused on their pattern and they were occupied with other adults who came into town. Victor just didn't see the other adults. That's what my guess would be versus this yoga stretch. But I mean, it is possible. It is possible. I just think that Victor's wrong. Same way that he forgot about Eloise being his sister, that Victor may have forgotten that other adults came into town and he went through their vehicles to get food and supplies, and they were confused, and they were the victims of the man in yellow and victims of the monsters. It would make more sense about that versus the man in yellow, the monsters, the boy in white. They all made this truce to leave Victor alone for all these different reasons. And I mean, I don't know. I just think that Victor just adapted. Like Jade said to Henry, Victor became Tarzan and he just adapted.
Into every future interaction. Someone whose terror, baked in since childhood, would radiate out and affect every person who tried to get close to him. Someone who would look at that yellow suit abandoned in the forest in Season 4, Episode 3 and wet himself. Not because he's weak, because he saw what that suit means, what that suit did, what it ate. Victor hasn't been surviving despite the man in yellow. He's been surviving because of him, used as a prop in a story the man in yellow has been telling for over 40 years. Theory 3. The creatures are keeping him alive for a reason. This is the theory that comes from inside the show. Not speculation, not inference, confirmed dialogue. And it's the most chilling thing in Victor's entire arc. In Season 3, Episode 6, Victor and Henry go into the tunnels beneath the town. They find Jasper. They find Miranda's scarf, which the creatures have taken. Because as Victor explains to Henry, the creatures like to take people's belongings. A creature that has had decade after decade of opportunity to kill him looks at Victor and says, "You know, Victor, if you keep coming down here, one of these days will make you stay." Read that again, slowly, because every word of it matters. Not, "will kill you." Not, "will tear you apart like everyone else, make you stay." The exact word the town uses for what it does to every person who drives down that road and hits the fallen tree. The creatures aren't threatening Victor with death. They're threatening him with permanent captivity, a specific fate, one they've clearly been thinking about, one they have a plan for, and that means they've always had a plan for Victor. Because the creatures standing in those tunnels in Season 3 are the same creatures that came out every...
Okay, so if you keep coming down here to the tunnels, one day will make you stay. So it could be that they imprison Victor the same way they imprison the ghoulish children. Because if he dies, he stays in the township. But make him stay in the caves. I think that is pretty much it. Like, you will stay in the caves. So this other stuff that the content creator is saying, I mean, I think she literally was just like, you keep coming down here, one day we'll make you stay. You'll be a prisoner. Maybe the same way Eloise could be a prisoner. That's what I'm hoping is how they handle Eloise. If they do something else with her, is they show that Eloise was made a prisoner and she's a prisoner in the cave system.
Single night in 1982, 1983, 1984, all those years Victor spent alone in that truck. They are immortal. They don't forget. They knew exactly where he was every single night he spent in that town without another human being.
Well, okay, immortal means you can't die. They have eternal life, meaning that they can die and they're brought back to life.
Within miles of him, they left him alone. Not because they forgot he existed. They know his name. They've always known his name. They call out to newcomers by name on their very first night. They knew Victor was in that truck. They chose not to touch him because they had something else in mind. These are not mindless animals acting on instinct. These are immortal beings who sacrifice their own children in exchange for eternal life, who orchestrate psychological torment with surgical precision. They hung a bag of animal parts from the motel sign to give the town false hope before...
Animal parts? You mean a ram? Just say it was a ram in there. What is going on? Just say it was a ram. Animal parts.
Or revealing Jim's actual body in the barn with a message painted in blood. They plan, they execute, they think in decades, and Victor Kavanaugh has been one of their long-term plans since the night of the massacre.
He's making it seem like that message was the monster's message when it came from the man in yellow.
He's not a survivor they forgot about. He's not a pet they keep around for amusement. He's a piece they've been holding, something they've been saving for a purpose that still hasn't been revealed. For over 40 years, they've let him live. Let him draw his pictures. Let him map the movement of the trees. Let him become the town's institutional memory, and all of it has been deliberate. All of it has been building toward something. One of these days will make you stay. Not a threat, a promise, a reminder that they know it.
No, if you keep coming down here. So Victor probably was navigating the cave system looking for Eloise, maybe. Maybe.
Exactly who he is and exactly what they intend to do with him. And Victor, who has survived everything this town has thrown at every other person for 4 decades, heard that line and ran, because he knows something we don't yet. He's been in this town his whole life. He knows what it means when the creatures tell you they have plans for you, and Season 4 is the season we might finally find out what those plans are. Here's my conclusion. Victor Kavanaugh survived the massacre by hiding in a root cellar. That part is simple. But what happened after and the years alone? The creatures coming out every night, the empty town, the truck. That is the part From has never explained. Maybe the boy in white made an arrangement that kept the creatures away from one grieving child.
Okay, so this... He didn't say eating people. Okay, that's cool. But the way the title of the video is saying... From never explained how Victor survived alone. They never did. And the answer is terrifying. So we don't have an answer. And the theory is that the man in yellow spared him. The monster spared him. The boy in white protected him. Which all could be true. All could be true. So I think it would have been better to say... Victor was protected, and then, theory somewhere in there in the title, because it just seems like this video is going to be giving you the answer to how Victor survived alone, and it's just like 3 theories. One's the man in yellow spared him, the monster spared him, the boy in white protected him. Okay, well.
Maybe the man in yellow left a traumatized 9-year-old alive because he needed a witness to the worst thing he'd ever done. Or maybe the creatures, immortal, calculating, patient beyond anything we can comprehend, simply...
Okay, the reason why that doesn't work is because when Julie was on the street during the massacre, the man in yellow ran after her. So when did this video get made? May 22nd. Wait a minute. This is May 26th right now. This was made this past Friday. So that means you've seen episode 5 and 4 where the man in yellow ran after Julie. So because this video doesn't talk about timelines and stuff, I think this AI person or content creator is thinking that the man in yellow that Julie saw while story walking and the man in yellow who ate Miranda and the man in yellow who interacted with future Julie is all the same character. Okay, got it. Why would the man in yellow spare Victor and have Victor as a witness, but then see Julie and run after Julie and immediately attack her? That doesn't make any sense. Because if the man in yellow wanted a witness when he saw Julie story walking or just saw Julie in the street, he would have not attacked her. He'd have been like, do you like what I did? Something like that. So it falls apart when you see episode 4, episode 5. which I'm assuming this person has seen those episodes, because we get this, at least episode 4, because we get the scene right here with the man in yellow running after future Julie. Why would the man in yellow run after future Julie if he wanted a witness to the horror? Let's just say that he knew that Julie was story walking. If he wanted a witness to the horror, he still would have not ran after her. He would have had a conversation with her like he did season 4, episode 1. So the man in yellow running after Julie and not saying that it's different timeline versions of the man in yellow makes the theory fall apart, because if you want a witness, any witness will do. But if the man in yellow wanted someone to witness his handiwork, he wouldn't have came in a car and been friendly and made people laugh with his yellow suit. He would have immediately started attacking people like he's doing right here. So that right there makes one of the theories fall apart. Not saying it's wrong, but it makes one of the theories fall apart. The man in yellow wanted a witness. That's out the way. Then as far as the boy in white protecting Victor, in the video, it mentions that the boy in white went to Maine, right? It said in the beginning, the boy in white went to Maine. He has this power. If the boy in white wanted to protect Victor, he could have had Victor go to Maine. If he can push Tabitha out of a lighthouse and go to Maine, I'm pretty sure he can convince Victor to go somewhere to be forced into Maine and then bring him back later on. That would have been the ultimate way to protect him, is pushing him out in the real world, then bringing him back as an adult. And if you're like, well, I don't think they can do that, they did it with Tabitha. The boy in white pushed her out of a lighthouse. She went to Maine, and then she was brought back season 3 with Henry and Acosta and some paramedics. So if the show wants to supernatural its way to bring people in, they can. I mean, there was even a bus full of people where you had Elgin having dreams from on the same bus as someone who is a fiance to Christy, talking about Marielle, on the same bus. So if they want to get you, they're going to get you. So if the boy in white was going to protect Victor, it would make more sense for him to have had Victor go to Maine and be protected like that. So in my opinion, that makes the boy in white theory kind of fall apart. And I'm not nitpicking, but in this video, the AI person even said the boy in white has this power to go to Maine whenever he wants to. So why wouldn't he have Victor go to Maine to protect Victor? Now you could say, well, maybe the boy in white wanted Victor to be traumatized. Well, then at that point, the boy in white is not good. Like I've been saying, he's not protecting Victor if he wants him to be traumatized. And Victor even said it himself that the boy in white hadn't been around he hadn't been around in a long time. And he thought the boy in white was, not real. And when Ethan said he saw the boy in white, that's what made Victor want to be friends with Ethan, because Ethan saw the boy in white. So in my opinion, that even makes the boy in white protecting Victor thing fall apart. So all you have left is the monsters not wanting to attack Victor. And there was no talisman stone. So that could be a thing. The monsters did not want to attack Victor. Maybe he was their pet, or, that to me, that the monsters just chose not to attack Victor would be the only thing that makes sense, especially because the monsters had Boyd in the barn and made him watch them tear apart Tien Chen Lu. So I think the monsters spared Victor because they wanted to torment him like that. Is the only thing that I would really just kind of give a check mark on as far as what sounds good to me. So that's just my thoughts on this video. So there was no people eating. So Amanda's off the hook. As far as that, I think we had a minute left. We're going to keep watching to the very end.
That required him to be alive. Every single theory is darker than the last, and the show has left all of them open deliberately, because whatever the truth is about Victor's survival, it can...
Well, I mean, you've presented 3 theories, and they're all equal. I mean, they're not really dark. It's actually all 3 theories, and I think 2 of them don't really hold up that well. They all seem to be a positive thing. The man in yellow chose not to mess with Victor. That's positive. The monsters chose not to harm Victor. That's positive. The boy in white protected Victor. They all seem to be good theories, and none of them are darker than the last, and none of them are even dark. Now, a dark theory would be what I was saying. Okay, what I was saying is as far as how Victor survived, as far as food, and that was instead of eating pizza and pineapple, it's people. So I think my theory is dark, and I think yours is pretty palatable, if you will, for people who don't want to think the worst when it comes to how Victor survived. I've even had people say maybe the German Shepherds brought him food, maybe the boy in white took orders, maybe the man in yellow was Chef Boyardee, maybe manna fell from the sky, maybe the monsters made him some food. Yeah. Yeah, so I've heard people, I've had people just say all types of stuff of just stretches, yoga stretches, chiropractic stretching, just to make it to where Victor survived by any means except for being like the man in yellow and munching on Mary, munching on somebody who he remembered playing with in town. I've heard people have even said maybe Eloise story walked, left the township, got older, got a job, and when she got money together and had a little extra after paying her rent, Story walked back into the township every night and was bringing Victor McDonald's, turkey sandwiches. Like Eloise Eloise got a job. Came back to the town every night and fed Victor for 40 years. Oh, and while feeding her, he forgot who she was, and that's the reason why he forgot he had a sister. So he knows that someone who looked familiar was feeding him, but he forgot that he had a sister, and this person who's feeding him every night, he forgot that this is somebody who he grew up with. So I've heard a lot of people make a lot of yoga stretches to avoid eating people, and that's cool. That's cool. A lot of it doesn't make sense, but you know what? I don't believe in any wrong answers, so bring it on. Bring it on.
Which I think was a mistake.
Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. So Mike says, she once forgot his order, so he forgot her. There it is. House of Mystics says Philly cheesesteak. Somehow Eloise, she moved from Maine to Philly, got cheesesteaks. No, she got a job in Philly, got cheesesteaks. Story walked back into the township, gave Victor cheesesteaks and a bunch of stuff every night. Didn't tell him about the internet. So she didn't tell him about the internet or who the president was. Didn't go visit Henry to give him ease that they're still alive. didn't tell Victor about anything going on in the real world, but brought him Philly cheesesteaks because that's his favorite. Okay.
But that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Red Star 24 says you feed a turkey to fatten them up before Thanksgiving idea. What? What? What?
It's called survival.
Okay. There it is. But I like the idea that she forgot his order, so he forgot about her. Oh, and she stopped showing up story walking as soon as other adults started showing up. She's like, I would come, but I got to work overtime tonight. You should be all right with these new adults that are coming in here. So that's what we're doing.
Connects directly to the end game, to the Lake of Tears, to Ethan's mission, to what the creatures are ultimately building toward in this town. Victor has been in this place since 1981. He's outlived everyone. He's drawn everything. He's buried the belongings of the dead and measured the movement of the trees and flinched at yellow suits and told himself for 40 years that the boy in white was his friend. And one of the creatures in those tunnels looked him in the eyes and said, "One of these days will make you stay." Victor heard that and ran, and we all laughed a little nervously and moved on to the next scene. But go back and watch that moment again. Watch Victor's face. Watch how fast he moves. Watch what that line does to a man who has survived everything. He wasn't scared of dying. Victor's been in this town long enough to stop being scared of dying. He was scared because he understood exactly what they meant. And whatever they meant, Season 4 is getting closer to the moment they use him for it.
Oh, you know what? Okay. Okay. Look at this. So, her secret plan. Who is the her? Jasmine? Jasmine has a secret plan for Boyd? Is this Julie? So, from season 4, episode 6, breakdown. What? Wait a minute, y'all. Am I crazy? From season 4, episode 6. Episode 6, 6 days ago. Y'all. We have season 4, episode 5, what a long, strange trip has been. And now we got from season 4, episode 6 breakdown. Jade finally found the way out. Episode 6. I'm telling y'all, the leaks and spoilers are at an all-time high. This is crazy. This is crazy. This person has season 4, episode 6 breakdown 6 days ago. So David says, yeah, I watched it. It's nothing. They don't even leak the spoiler. The things people do to clickbait. The things people do to clickbait. And it's like 18 minutes you can't get. It's, well, basically 19 minutes you can't even get back. Like, what is this? And why bring Jasmine into this? Why bring you know what? DoorDash delivers to from. See, you know what? You know what? You know what? How is it possible that Mita gets a Mita is Martin? How is this even possible? How is it possible? I'm telling you, people are trying chiropractic stretches to make sure that there's no way that Victor could have been forced to have to munch on somebody. DoorDash to From. There we go. Mita is Martin. There it is. Mita says, I am Eloise. I think you are Eloise. I think you are Eloise as well in this Mita is Martin theory.
Wow.
Yeah, Mita has won the award. Yep. So Mita says Philly is where she's from. So Mita is bringing the Philly cheesesteak to Victor every night.
Unfrickin' believable.
Wow, wow, wow. So just when we thought, or just when I thought it couldn't get any more wild, just when I thought it couldn't get any more wild, because somebody did hit us with a From season 4, episode 6 breakdown, drama TV, and you are bringing drama with that title. We get a Mita is Martin. We get a Mita is Martin. Wow, wow, wow. So Papa Sock says, we have a possible count of the residents by Kenny that there are 47 people. Do we have a count of the monsters? Is it that it is 12 got that from Smiley birth in caves? So you know what? At the end of season 3, episode 10, there were monsters in a kind of like a straight line, seeing Smiley be reborn. We don't know if that's all of the monsters or not. I mean, that long hallway that Jade was looking down but didn't walk down, that may be a hallway full of tunnels that go to chambers, and each chamber may belong to a set of people who sacrificed teddy bears for eternal life. And that the one that Jade went down is just the one that applies to him and Tabitha. Yeah. So B Brock VA says Victor made a golem to provide for him. Maybe. I think at this point, there are no wrong theories, because everyone is trying every yoga stretch possible to make sure that Victor didn't make any deals, that Victor was fed, Victor was good to go, every possible thing. But this right here is what blows my mind right now, is just seeing Drama TV 2.0 with the From season 4, episode 6 breakdown. See, when episode 6 comes out this weekend, this Sunday, I wonder, are you going to keep your video up? Are you going to keep your video up? Probably so. So Jasmine's got a secret plan. You know what? Let's look at this glam photo. Let's look at this AI glam photo that's been provided by Drama TV 2.0. Look at this glam photo. Unbelievable. This is the thumbnail that's being used. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, so I guess we got we have glam photo Julie, and then we have Jasmine, who looks like a character off of Mad TV, and then Boyd is looking like he's from the 70s as far as having this fro. What is going on? What is going on? See, anytime I see a video, a thumbnail, and they don't use the actual images from the show, I'm already giving the side eye. I'm already giving the side eye.
The more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
That right there is a red flag. It's a Sophia red flag, is when you're not using images from the show, but using AI images and you don't have to. The next is just seeing an episode that's not even out and someone's talking about they got a breakdown, they got answers, they got this, they got that. I'm already knowing that more than likely not. And then Jasmine was in like season 1. And then when you say her secret plan, you got 2 hers up here. Which her? And then pointed to I mean, what, Jasmine's gonna go from Kevin to Boyd? Is that the level up that we're doing? Is Jasmine's going from Kevin to Boyd? That's a big jump. You're gonna jump in front of Acosta, who looks just like Abby. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay. Yeah, Face Your Dig, you're right. Clickbait. I think it's just funny to point out the clickbait that we're not clicking. And I don't think anybody else is clicking on it. I mean, I think everyone else kind of saw that that drama is not reliable, and people looked at it and was like, nah, I've got better things to do than to take a mushroom trip. I'm all for a mushroom trip to find out answers. This is going to present you with a trip you're not going to come back from. So, nope. Like that movie, nope, 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 nope. All right, let me look at the email. Been on here about 2 hours, 2 hours of fun. See, any more emails that can look at? So since we reviewed that one, I'm going to take that off the list of things to review and look at. Let's see. I think. Okay, now hold up now. So Amanda sent some notes. This was 7 days ago. She wrote them out. At this point, I got the notes. So, yeah, Amanda, your spot is going to be saved on the panel whenever you come up. This is yeah, your spot on the panel is saved. Don't even worry about if there's room. The question is, when are you coming? So I appreciate the notes. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Yeah.
You want me to plan a suicide mission because of some things that you saw in a...
Okay, so this is what I was talking about with Jeremy Ice and Fire. We're going to look at this trailer. So yeah, Amanda, you have a spot saved on the panel. You got a lot of notes. And we need to hear from you whenever you're ready. If you're ever ready. All right, so we got the trailer for The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. This is courtesy of see who sent this. This is courtesy of Jessica.
If you're injured in an accident, here are the...
Matter of fact, you know what?
You want me to plan a you want me to...
So I like this version where there's no commercial. putting a commercial on a trailer is crazy work. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying this is crazy work. This is crazy work. Crazy work. So Amanda says, it is a lot of notes, and that is just from the last episode. I believe it. I believe it. That's a lot of notes. Some level of note taking, you gotta explain it yourself. You gotta run up on a panel or type it in the comment section. When I say it was pages, y'all, if you all are familiar with the Bible, it was like the book of Amanda. That's how many pages it was. I looked at that and I'm like, yeah, that's the book of Amanda. That's the book of Amanda. Yeah. 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 Okay, so if you don't want to get any spoilers, we're going to do this trailer, and then I'm going to switch to a chit chat stream. So we'll do that. And then as far as tomorrow, we're supposed to be going over the dolls. I got to see, do we have enough for the dolls? The doll one may end up being a research stream. I'll let you all know. Because I don't know if there's enough for the dolls to do an actual like theory or actual like pre-show or show. It may end up being a research stream. So more to follow on that. But right now we got The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. Hold on, give me one. Matter of fact, give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay. So this is Jeremy Ice and Fire 33. He has the from season 4, episode 6 trailer. The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. And we have max volume. All right, let's do this.
You want me to plan a suicide mission because of some things that you saw in a mushroom trip.
This is our chance, Boyd. I went looking for answers. I found answers. This is our shot.
Victor's on the roof. The man in the suit. Is there anything else you can remember about him?
I can try.
No, boss.
Come on, stay with me.
Wait, it's not gonna work.
Don't you do this.
You want me to plan a...
That might be Jade that he's trying to resuscitate.
Suicide mission because of some things that you saw in a mushroom trip.
This is our chance, Boyd. I went looking for answers. I found answers. This is our shot.
Victor's on the roof. The man in the suit. Is there anything else you can remember about him?
I can try.
No, boss.
Come on, stay with me.
Wait, it's not gonna work.
Don't you do this.
Okay, let's go through this without audio. So I knew when Jade was like, he knows how to go home. He's got the answers. I'm like, are you sure? Because we got a whole season 5. And then that hallway seemed very long. And then when you were in that tomb or in that, I guess it's a tomb or whatever that was in the middle of that chamber. I mean, saving the children is easier said than done because you got to deal with the monsters, you got to deal with the trap. And Boyd's saying it's a suicide mission, which the suicide mission could be going down there to free some children, and then you got the monsters to deal with. Okay, so it looks like this is... So this is a door. We got Acosta, so it's probably at the bottom of Colony House. It looks like there's luggage back there. So maybe they found the secret room or something. I mean, this is a door. So it's not like Boyd smashed down a wall or anything. So maybe Acosta told them about a secret door when she was cleaning stuff out. And she was moving luggage and stuff around. Because we see the luggage suitcases back there. Then we got Jade and we got Boyd. So it's got to be dealing with the Colony House as far as in the basement. Okay, so this looks like the long hallway. So they're in the actual long hallway that's behind them. And this also could be the root cellar. But I doubt it. Well, it could be the root cellar. But it's more than likely the long hallway because there's probably lights on the side right here. So maybe inside the hallway, it's different than when Jade was in there. Because this is wood right here. So this is probably below Colony House. This is one of the doors. Jade's busting through. Okay. So Acosta looking like the Acosta creature. Maybe that is where the door in the church basement leads to. Could be. It seems kind of dark to be the church basement though. As far as where Boyd is at. And then this may even be some type of I don't know, but I think this is probably Acosta right here. Yeah, we don't really get much as far as what's behind Jade in that scene.
Victor's on the roof.
Victor is on the roof.
Victor's on the roof. The man in the suit. Is there anything else you can remember about him? I can try.
No pulse.
So are we thinking that I don't think Victor was planning on jumping. I think he was up there just because he wanted to be alone. And the reason why I say that is because Victor is not on the edge. He's just on the roof. So I think he wanted to be alone. Remember, his dad had that whole drunken episode at the piano. And he's also Victor's roommate. So Victor may have wanted to be away from Henry. And it may be why he's on the roof. Just looking out, just wanting to be alone. And to get away from Henry and get away from everything. And then somehow Boyd may say, hey, why are you on the roof? And Victor says, because of the man in the yellow suit. And they may have a conversation and Victor may have a conversation with Boyd. And then now, the man in the yellow suit, he and I used to hang out and used to dine together. And he would say some pretty messed up stuff. I let it go. But now it's messed me up. Okay, that's just a theory. It's a theory. But I'm thinking that Victor wasn't planning on jumping. He just wanted to be alone. That's why he's not really on the edge.
Anything else you can remember about him? I can try.
Okay, he can try. Okay.
No pulse.
Come on, stay with me.
Yeah, I think it's probably Jade maybe taking more mushrooms to get more answers.
Wait, it's not gonna work.
Don't you do this.
That's what I'm thinking.
To plan a suicide mission because of some things that you saw in a mushroom trip. This is our chance.
Yeah, so this is probably in the cellar of Colony House. Let's see. It could be two. Yeah, Mita could be that. Victor went to the highest point to look out. It could be that. Yeah, Mike says that's a pretty good view. I go up there for that. Well, the room that Victor is in has the same view. So David says it seems all the houses have tunnels under them, like roots. I could see that. Same area where little boy Blue was standing. Right. So I agree, Amanda. I don't think Victor ever would jump off. I think he just wanted to be alone and wanted to kind of get away from Henry, since Henry was crashing out after Victor told him about what happened to Miranda. So I think it is Jade. I think Jade is on another mushroom trip. Like this right here, what we could be witnessing could be another mushroom trip of Jade, and he's getting more information. That could be what we're watching, another mushroom trip. It may get to a point where Jade doesn't really know the difference between reality and what's an illusion. Yeah, I think it's what it is. Yep. Jade wants to go on a crazy mission because of what he saw on a mushroom trip. But why not? Mike says Jade's confidence does not inspire confidence. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So there is that. So I think that's everything. Yeah, I think everybody else kind of like sent notes and stuff. And yeah, I'll take the notes. I appreciate the notes. But if it gets to a point where it's a lot of notes, it's just like, hey, I'll look at them. I may not like read them on the stream, because it may be time to start getting some reps in for the panel, or not. Either way is cool. Okay, so that is it. That is the quote unquote show. I'm going to try to do something tomorrow for the dolls. It may be a research stream because I don't really have a lot to go on for like a theory video or an analysis video. So it may end up being a research stream. I'll email those who are on the email distribution list to let everyone know. And then I'll do a preview for the stream like I've been doing on at least Spade Parkland TV YouTube channel. All right, so there it is. There it is. We have made it to the end. We have made it to the end. Okay, so Amanda says I'm going to send the notes just in case. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we're going to do a chit chat. We'll chit chat it up a little bit. And then I'll leave the chat open on the chit chat stream in case anybody wants to continue having conversations, exchange information, all that good stuff. All right, so let me get that started right now. So while we're waiting to get it started, you'll just see me typing away on stuff. So it's so weird. I wonder why they had the previous version of Jade to like shoot at him, talking about the Black Civil War soldier. What was the point of that? I mean, why was he trying to attack Jade and now later on, oh, I'm a previous version of you? Like, what's up with that? I think that was an odd choice to do that when it's supposed to be a previous version of Jade. Like, why? Yeah, I can't find my normal thumbnail, so we'll just use one of the old ones. All right, so now it's ready. Let's see. Okay, you'll be redirected to the From Season 4 Chit Chat stream, May 26th. All right, it's been pinned to the top. You also will be redirected there. All right, there it is. We're good to go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this, and I'll see you on the chit chat stream in a moment. Thanks for watching.